सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Om. We have completed the 7th chapter, Tripti Deepa Prakaranam, the biggest chapter. Now we are going to enter the 8th chapter of this Panchadashi, known as Kutastha Deepa Prakaranam. Comparatively, this chapter is a small chapter with 76 shlokas only, compared to 6th chapter and 7th chapter. 6th and 7th chapters, Vidyaranya had presented that Jivatma contains 3 components and Ishvara also contains 3 components. The Jiva contains original consciousness, reflected consciousness, and reflected medium. Similarly, Ishvara also consisting of 3 components: original consciousness, reflected consciousness, and reflecting medium. The difference between these two, that is Jivatma and Paramatma or Ishvara, at medium levels there are differences. At medium level or Upadhi level there are differences with different names. The Jivatma, the individual self, has got Shariratrayam as its medium. Ishvara has got Prapanchatrayam as its medium. Ishvara's mediums are called Prapanchatrayam. Jiva's 3 mediums are called Shariratrayam. Jiva's Shariratrayam, Sthula Sharira known as Vishva, Sukshma Sharira of Jiva is known as Taijasa, Karana Sharira of Jiva is known as Prajna medium. Vishva medium, Taijasa medium, Prajna medium. From Sthula, Sukshma, Karana or gross, subtle, causal standpoint, Veshti Samashti Drishtya. Similarly, Ishvara's 3 mediums are also given 3 different names. Sthula Prapancha, gross medium of Ishvara, is known as Virat. Subtle medium of Ishvara is known as Hiranyagarbha. Causal medium of or Karana Prapancha of Ishvara is known as Ishvara or Antaryami. And Vidyaranya has given already different names to this original consciousness of Jiva and original consciousness of Ishvara. Kutastha is the name of individual or Jiva's OC. Jiva's OC is known as Kutastha. Ishvara's original consciousness is known as Brahman. That names he had introduced in the 6th and 7th chapters, previous chapters. Kutastha is the Lakshyartha of Tvampada. Jiva is indicated by the name Tvampada, or Tvampada is indicated by the word Jiva. Either way you can say. Tvampada is indicated by the word Jiva, or Jiva word is indicated by Tvampada. Similarly, Ishvara is indicated by the Tatpada, or Tatpada word is indicated by Ishvara. This Tvampada Vachyartha and Tvampada Lakshyartha. The two levels we have to understand. Tvampada or Jiva Padasya, primary meaning and secondary meaning. Vachyartha or Lakshyartha, both we have to understand. Similarly, Tatpada Vachyartha, Tatpada Lakshyartha, we have to understand. Tvampada Vachyartha is known as Jiva, the Ahankara, Chidabhasa Chaitanyam, Vachyartha, Tvampadasya. Or Jiva Padasya, Vachyartha, primary meaning, immediate meaning. That is only Ahankara or Jiva, we call it as Jiva. Or Abhasa Chaitanyam. Abhasa Chaitanyam is known as Vachyartha of Jiva. Kutastha Chaitanyam or Sakshi Chaitanyam is the Lakshyartha, the original meaning of Jiva. Similarly, the Vachyartha of Tatpadartha, Tatpadasya Vachyartha is Ishvaraha, Tatpadasya Lakshyartha is Brahman. All this you know, but we have to recapitulate to get assimilation. So this Tatpada, Tvampada, Vachyartha, Lakshyartha, through Bhagatyaga Lakshana, we have to give up the Vachyartha, we have to take up the Lakshyartha. Between two Chidabhasas, Aikyam is not possible. Between two reflected consciousnesses, Aikyam, identity is not possible. We cannot think of Aikyam between two reflected consciousnesses. Because two reflected consciousnesses are different because they are depending upon the medium. They are depending upon the upadhi medium. Reflections are also based on that upadhi only. Therefore, we can never talk of identity or aikyam between Chidabhasas. Of Ishvara or Jiva, we never talk about the identity. I can never be identical as Jiva with Ishvara. I can never be identical. Even I cannot imagine also. I cannot imagine I am Ishvara from the body, mind, Ahankara, Jiva standpoint. I can never claim I am Ishvara. It is wrong also to claim that. Because from Upadhi standpoint or Vachyartha standpoint, Ishvara is Sarvajnaha. From Vachyartha Jiva standpoint, I am Alpajnaha. Identity or Aikyam Asambhavam. Therefore, whenever an Advaitin make a statement, Aham Brahma Asmi, Aham Ishvaraha, the Paramatma Asmi, from what standpoint the Advaitin is claiming? Advaitin claiming only from original consciousness standpoint, OC standpoint only. RC standpoint of Jiva, RC standpoint of Ishvara, RM of Ishvara, RM of Jiva, all of them, they have to be Tyaga, no? Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. OC Bhaga only can be identical. Otherwise, you will end up with a lot of problems, misconceptions. Therefore, we have to hear Shastra for a length of time. Without listening Shastra properly for a length of time, it will cause lot of confusions in the mind. Systematically we have to listen. Gradual listening is also very important. Haywire listening. Haywire and Somewhere, sometime, some chapter, some text from someone. This is called here-where listening. Somewhere, some chapter or some text from someone at some time. Listening like that, decades. 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4, 5 decades, even janmas. It can never give any clarity. It can never give clarity. A person may become well qualified academically. Person may become qualified eloquently. Person may talk, but person can never get clarity. Person can never get aparoksha jnanam. Apratibandhaka aparoksha jnanam. Zero. Big zero. That is why real mumukshu never work for how many texts I am studying, from how many people I am listening, from how many texts I am receiving knowledge, and what are all ways I am listening is not the question. How much the clear cut study at internalization level is happening is the question. That is the reason why Krishna Paramatma said, Manushyanam Sahasreshu. By that time person recognize the time will go away, all faculties come down. At the age, once you receive from all sides, from all over, from all people at all times, different ways, without any consistency, you cannot come back. You cannot unwind. You cannot unwind them. You cannot again rewind. Impossible. Once in life only it happens. If you want to get clarity, 10 years I don't have clarity. After 10 years I got clarity. After 20 years I got clarity. It won't come like that. Clarity in the sense, the time gap, whatever time goes away, you cannot bring it back. The age, whatever already gone, you cannot become young. Your faculties cannot become agile or they cannot become intact as when you are young. They cannot become strengthy or strong. Therefore, an intelligent, mature mind is that. That is why Paramarthananda Swamiji always emphasized 2 words. Consistent, systematic study of scriptures for a length of time from a competent teacher. From a competent teacher, you have to listen for a length of time. Therefore, Tvampada, Tatpada, Vachyartha Vichara, Lakshyartha Vichara, in general, in Vedanta, in general, we do that analysis. But this Tvampada Vichara, Tatpada Vichara in particular, to understand the Mahavakya. In general, that is the analysis done in Vedanta. In general, Tatpada Vichara, Tvampada Vichara. But in particular, what is the purpose of this Tvampada Vichara, Tatpada Vichara, Vakya Vichara, Pada Vichara and Aikya Vichara? To arrive at that Mahavakya. Mahavakya is that statement through which I come to claim that Aham Brahma Asmi. Mahavakya Vichara in particular, that particular study of Mahavakya is very, very important. That's why Vidyaranya taking a lot of pain to make the listener to understand this Tvampada and Tatpada, Vachyartha and Lakshyartha by giving many examples. Chit Chatur Vidya Prakaranam we saw previously. Jiva Chaitanyam, Adhara Chaitanyam, Abhasa Chaitanyam, Samashti level Adhara Chaitanyam, Abhasa Chaitanyam, many names he gave. Mahakasha, Meghakasha, Jalakasha, So many names he gave, and he tried to present, to make us to understand that Mahavakya. Like that, here also, he is entering an epistemology. Epistemology means the terms, specific terms are given to that Tatpada, Tvampada, Vachyartha, Lakshyartha, Vachyartha, Tvampada, different name, Vachyartha, Lakshyartha, Tvampada, different name, Tatpada, Vachyartha, different name, Tatpada, Lakshyartha, different name, and bringing the different names along with examples, he is going to present this Kutastha Deepa Prakaranam. He is focusing on Tvampada Lakshyartha. Kutastha is known as Tvampada Lakshyartha Jiva. Tvampada Lakshyartha Jiva. Tvampada means individual self. Lakshyartha means OC. OC here known as Kutastha. Kutastha Chaitanyam. So based on that Kutastha Chaitanyam title, Kutastha Deepa Prakaranam, Vidyaranya is going to elaborate in 76 slokas. Very, very small chapter compared to 7th chapter. Okay. Thank God we can finish fast this chapter. Now we'll enter into this chapter properly. First shloka we will read. Page 345. Khaditya deepite kudye Darpanaditya deeptivat Kutastha bhasito dehah Dhista jivena bhasyate. Vidyaranya has got a unique way of presentation, and he brings the whole teaching very close to the heart of the student. A great teacher is always like that only. Come down to the level of the listener, the student. So once you look at his examples, the way he presents Drishtanta and Darshtanta, again Drishtanta, again Darshtanta. We are seeing from past 7 chapters. So his way of presentation is very, very unique and very important also for assimilation. Now look into the shloka. Before going to the shloka, I will give an outline of his way of presentation, the example here, what he takes. Original sun, the sky sun, not your sun, okay. Sky sun, S-U-N sun, not S-O-N sun. The sky sun is all pervading on all objects. That sky sun, when he is illumining all the objects, suppose you bring suddenly a mirror, and the mirror, the sky sun is reflecting in the mirror, and that reflected sun is somewhere it is focused upon the wall. This reflected sun, extra light of patch spreads over the wall. The sky sun is already illumining the wall. One wall, every object, sun is reflecting. We are taking for example Kudyam. He is taking an example. Kudyam means wall. Wall and Tamil wall kadiyadu. Sevar, sevar than wall. W-A-L-L, wall. These are all I have to think. கொஞ்சம் தமிழ் பதம் கூட தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கணும். இல்லைன்னா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் டீச்சர் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் வால், ஸ்டூடெண்ட் டேக்கிங் அபவுட் டெய்ல். இது வால் இல்லை டெய்லன்னா, டெய்ல் இல்லைப்பா வால்ன்னா, டெய்ல் தானே வால் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா என்ன பண்றது? ஸோ எல்லாம் தகராறு. So English word wall you have to take, upon that sun is illumining. Sun illumining the wall means what? Wall is evident because of sunlight. Said. Then when we were young, in childhood, we all played that. One mirror from the house we bring out and showing towards the some wall. You know? All of you have done that. Same only he is talking. So once you put the mirror upon the wall, extra light of patch is there on the wall. Extra light, patch of light. Now there are two lights, two sunlights on the wall. There are two sunlights. What are the two sunlights? One is Samanya Surya Prakashaha on the sun, on the wall. Samanya Surya Prakasha, general sunlight. And the extra sunlight because of this mirror, reflected sun, this extra light of patch spread all over that wall, all over somewhere where I am focusing on that wall. When I am focusing onto that wall, the patch of sunlight is extra bright light. Samanya Surya Prakashaha, Vishesha Surya Prakashaha. Clear? Samanya Surya Prakashaha, general light, is because of that sky sun. Samanya Surya Prakashaha on the wall is because of the sky sun. And Vishesha Surya Prakashaha on the wall is because of the reflected sun in the mirror. Reflected sun in the mirror is Vishesha Prakashaha. Why I call it as Samanya Prakasha and Vishesha Prakasha? Sky sun illumining this Samanya Prakasha only is giving, it is a lesser light. But this mirror focused Surya Prakasha, Vishesha, it is brighter. Because Samanya wall has got two lights now. Samanya Prakasha and Vishesha Prakasha. Darpanastha Pratibimba Surya Prakashaha api tatra drishyate. It is appearing there. But when we are seeing two lights there, but our focus is on what? Vishesha Surya Prakasha. Because it is so bright. If I ask you how many lights are there on the wall now, you say what? Only one light. That Vishesha Surya Prakasha only you just mention, but you don't reveal that word. Samanya Prakasha is also there. You don't say that. Even you don't remember also. You don't remember. Normal Samanya Surya Prakasha is also is there on the wall. Along with that Vishesha Prakasha is there. அது எப்பவுமே நோட்டீஸே பண்ண மாட்டோம். We forget totally the Samanya Prakasha. The example, sky sun, mirror sun. Mirror is the medium. In that mirror, reflected sun. Mirror, reflected sun, sky sun. What they are doing? Reflected sun also reflecting the wall. Sky sun also illumining the wall. What is the difference between both of them? Sky sun has got lesser light on the wall. Mirror reflected sun has reflecting that wall has got brighter light. Adhika Prakashaha. Adhika Prakashaha. Adhika Prakashaha means what? More bright. Our attention is only on more bright, not on the lesser brightness. But who is important? This mirror is there, only that reflected sunlight will be there on the wall. If you remove the mirror, no reflected sunlight on the wall. You remove the mirror also, but Samanya sky sun, original sun, reflection, original sun Prakasha is there on the wall or not? It is there. But this reflected sunlight, only when there is mirror, only it will be there. So you have to remember or understand, as you are seeing the two lights, your focus must be not on the patch of light. Don't watch the patch. The patch of light, extra patch of light, don't focus on that. Samanya Surya Prakasha, you have to focus. If you focus on that, you are intelligent person. Vishesha Surya Prakasha on the wall, because of mirror, it attracts everyone, everybody focus on that. But a mature person, hey, there are two lights on the wall, but normally illumined by original sunlight, and extra patch is because of mirror. Nice example, clear example. You have understood very well. Now you have to keep that drishtanta in your dashtanta. Your mind is like a mirror. Sukshma shariram. Body also. You can take a body is like a wall. Body is like a wall. Sukshma shariram is like a mirror. Original consciousness is like a original sun. Original consciousness is like a original sun. In example, you have to write OS and RS. Original sun and reflected sun. Of course, in the medium, mirror medium. In Drishtanta. OS, RS. Mirror medium. Similarly, in the place of wall, you have to take the body. In the place of original sun, you have to take original consciousness, OC. In the place of a mirror, you have to take Sukshma Sariram or the mind. In the place of reflected sun, you have to take reflected consciousness or Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa. Chit Chaitanyam is the original consciousness, Chaitanyam, pervading the entire body, OC. Samanya Chaitanyam. Asti. The Asti is called Samanya Chaitanyam. In that mind, there is a Chidabhasa formation. It has got an extra reflection through some Ghata Jnanam, Pata Jnanam, like that. Dhi Vrittihi. That Vritti is called reflected consciousness, patch of light, like that. Now, look into the shloka with this background. Drishtanta, Darshtanta. Khaditya Deepite Kudye. Kudye, upon the wall. What type of wall? That wall upon which Khaditya Deepite. Khaditya means sun. The sky sun. Sky sun. Samanya Surya Prakashaha. Sky sun Khaditya. Kham means Akasha. Sun is one who is there in the Akasha. Therefore he is not local sun. Therefore Khaditya. Khaditya Suryaha. K means in the sky. K Vartamanaha Suryaha Khadityaha. K Vartamanaha Adityaha Khadityaha. Khaditye Deepite. That sky sun who is reflecting, who is illumining, not reflecting, who is illumining the wall. Khaditye Deepite Kudye. Then next one, Darpanaditya Deeptivat. Darpanadi. Darpana means mirror. Adipadat, any object like mirror, any reflector. Even your new steel, on some plate you bring and show, the reflection will fall. Adipadat, any such type of reflected surface. Any such type of reflected instrument, if you bring, it will reflect. Any shining one, it has got reflection capacity, it will shine. Adipadat. Darpanadi, mirror. In that, who is reflecting? Aditya. The reflected sun in the mirror. Tadvat, Deeptivat. The reflected sun in the mirror, like that. Vat means like that. Drishtanta. Now you have to come to Dashtanta. Kutastha bhasite dehe. Dehaha, the body. Dehaha, not dehe, deha. The physical body. Sthula shariram. Kutastha bhasite means what? Kutastha chaitanyam, original consciousness is pervading the whole body. Kutastha chaitanyam is pervading the whole body. If Kutastha chaitanyam you take compare to the original sun. Kutastha chaitanyam you have to compare to the original sun. Kutastha bhasitaha dehaha. That body which is illumined by means it is alive, surviving because of Kutastha original consciousness. Similarly, Dhistha jivena bhasyate. Dhistha jiva means what? Dhi means here vritti. Dhi means mind. In that mind there is an vritti, thought. In that thought, the reflected consciousness is formed. The reflected consciousness is formed in the mind in the form of vritti. That is why here dhi means specially you have to take it as a vritti, a thought. That chidabhasa is abhasa, chidabhasa, jivena bhasyate. That's that chidabhasa, reflected consciousness in the mind is called jivaha. Vachyartha of that jiva is chidabhasaha. That chidabhasa is called jivaha, or jiva is called chidabhasaha. The reflected sun, reflected consciousness in the mind. Now in this body, Samanya Chaitanyam is also there, Vishesha Chaitanyam is also there. Samanya Chaitanyam is also there, Vishesha Chaitanyam is also there. Example, sky sun is far. Sky sun is somewhere, wall is here. Or sky sun is there reflecting in the waters. So water is here reflecting separately, sky sun is there. And the reflecting mediums are nearby, close by. The original sun is very far. But in the example, they have distance. When you come to the Ashtanta, original, there is no distance. There is no distance. Distinctly you cannot grasp. It is very, very difficult. There distinctly you can see sunlight separately, wall separately. Sun is in the sky and wall is here. The light illumining, sun is illumining the wall. How do you know sun is illumining the wall? You are able to see the wall. Otherwise you cannot see. Night time can you see the wall? You cannot see. Without sunlight you cannot see. You are seeing the sunlight in the daytime, the wall in the daytime because of sunlight. But here, when you come to the Ashtanta, there is no distance. Between what and what? Between OC, original consciousness, and Deha, the physical body, Samanya Chaitanyam and Sthula Shariram. There is no distance. Very close they are. There, Samanya Chaitanyam is available for perception. Samanya Suryaha, sky sun is available for perception. But this Samanya Chaitanyam, OC, is not available for perception. That's why difficult to grasp. You have to grasp. Okay, original consciousness is pervading the wall like Dehaha. Sky sun like OC, original consciousness, illumining the body means pervading the body. Dehaha. That original consciousness which is pervading all over the body, reflecting in the mind medium, extra patch of Chaitanyam, reflected consciousness formed. Reflected consciousness is formed. Vritti. In the form of vritti, vritti, there reflection is formed. Because of that reflection only, asti, shariram asti, body is. That body is, that is samanya chaitanyam. That astitvam of the body is samanya chaitanyam. I am male, I am female. That thought is because of Vishesha Chaitanyam. I am. All of you say what? I am. That I am, that amness is because of Samanya Chaitanyam, original consciousness. I am so and so, I am coming from so and so place, I am attending so and so class, I am understanding, I am not understanding. All these are all because of Vishesha Chaitanyam, reflected consciousness in the mind. Just as the sky sun and reflected sun both are there on the wall at a time, similarly here also, original consciousness, Samanya Chaitanyam, and reflected consciousness, Vishesha Chaitanyam, both are there at a time in this body also. But in dead body, only one Chaitanyam is there. What is that Chaitanyam? OC or RC? OC alone is there. RC is not there. The patch of extra Vishesha Chaitanyam is not reflecting as the Chidabhasa in the Sukshma Shariram. Sukshma Shariram is detached from the Sthula Shariram at the time of death. That's why dead body has got Samanya Chaitanyam. There in the example what I said, remove the mirror. Remove the mirror. What is removed on the wall once you remove the mirror? Reflected sun is removed. Original sun is removed. You cannot remove original sun. Reflected sun you can remove by removing mirror. Original sun light you cannot remove on the wall. Why? It is not in your hands. Can you remove the original sun light on the wall? Original sunlight you cannot touch because it is sky sun. But reflected sun is in your hands. That's why you remove the reflected medium, mirror, reflected sun is also removed. Patch of light, extra light, Vishesha Surya Prakasha is also removed. Similarly, in this body also, Samanya Chaitanyam you cannot remove. Even in dead body also. Even in dead body, Samanya Chaitanyam is always pervading all the time. So every dead body also has got Samanya Chaitanyam. Dead body is a dead body because of lack of Vishesha Chaitanyam, Chidabhasa. That's why Jiva kicked the bucket of water and so. Chinmayananda Swami used that word, it seems. Kick the bucket of water. He kicked the bucket of water and out and all out. Kicking the bucket of water and reflected consciousness gone. As the bucket of water is there, reflected sun is there. Once you kick the bucket, water gone. Reflected medium gone. Reflection also gone. And the kick the bucket of water. Like that, the dead body, reflected consciousness is not available because Sukshma Shariram is detached. Engine is detached from the bogie, compartment. Engine is detached from the compartment. Sukshma Shariram is like an engine. And Sukshma Shariram engine and go and hook to another body, another coach. Because this coach is useless. How many repair I can do? ஜாயின்ஸ் ரீப்ளேஸ்டு, டூத் ரீப்ளேஸ்டு, ஐஸ் ரீப்ளேஸ்டு, எல்லாம் டூப்ளிகேட் வச்சுட்டு எத்தனை நாள் சமாளிக்க முடியும்? போதும்னு சொல்லி அந்த சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரம் இன்ஜன் டிட்டாச்ட் ஃப்ரம் திஸ் ஸ்தூல சரீரம் compartment and goes to another compartment is called apartment. Apartment like compartment. Okay. Somehow, now what is that here? Second line, kutastha bhasite bhasitaha dehaha. Samanya chaitanyam is pervading all over the body. I am, aham asmi, 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 asmi. நான் இருக்கேன் அந்த ஞானம். பட் எனக்கு என்ன தெரியும்ன்றது தட் கம்ஸ் த்ரூ ரிஃப்ளெக்டட் கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ் இன் த ஃபார்ம் ஆஃப் விருத்தி. தட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் ஃபர்தர் இன் த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லோகா. ஒன் மெத்தட் ஆஃப் நோயிங் திஸ் டூ லைட்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் யூ ஹேவ் டு இமேஜின். இல்லைன்னா நான் ஒரு கண்ணாடி கொண்டு வந்திருக்கேன், காமிக்கணும். நீங்கள் லைட் சன்லைட் படாது. ஓகே, தட்ஸ் வை ஐ ஹவ் நாட் ஷோன். ஸோ டூ லைட்ஸ் whenever you see, two ways you can understand. One way is by removing the mirror, by removing the patch of extra light, you can say samanya prakashaha, darpana pratibimba surya prakashaha, rendu light. One method is removing the mirror, or second method is take another mirror also. Rendu mirror. This mirror also showing extra patch of light at one place. Another mirror also showing another patch of light another place. Between two patches of extra light, what is there in between? Samanya surya prakasha. இப்படி புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். Without removing the mirror. You want to remove the mirror to understand the light samanya prakasha on the wall, or you want to put another mirror between two mirror patch of lights? There is samanya surya prakasha. So that samanya surya prakasha continuously there. These two reflections are because of two mirrors. As long as two mirrors are there, two reflections are there. Now, which one is you want to focus on? You want to focus on reflected sunlight or original sunlight? This reflected sunlight is ayaram gayaram. It is based on that medium size. Clear? But the original sunlight on the wall is all the time. Compared to this patch of light. So, watch the patch of light. Watch in between the patch of light. First watch the patch of light to understand the original light, Surya Prakasha. Watch the in between patch of two lights, two reflected Surya Prakashas. You have to watch the in between patches. Like that here also, how to understand this Kotastha Chaitanyam? You have to focus on Kotastha Chaitanya. You want to stop your vritti? You want to remove the mind medium? Is it required? No. One vritti, another vritti, there is a gap between. That is what he is going to explain now. And that gap between one thought and another thought is blankness. Who is knowing that blankness? That is called Samanya Chaitanya. These are all practices to be done at the age of 16 or 15. I did like that. I am telling what I have done. At the age of 17, I used to do dhyanam upon the gap of two thoughts. I do not know Panchadasi at that time. I do not know the two thoughts, patchy, gap, idella theriyadu. I do not know all these words. But I used to do dhyanam like that between two thoughts, the gap between two thoughts. That gap between two thoughts is I, the consciousness, original consciousness. And I did not 1 or 2 days, nearly 8 years I did. Like that abhyasa. Further dhyanam upon that, watching, the meditation is the dhyanam. What we do? Watching your thought, one thought. That one thought is coming. Vritti, pushpa, vritti, ghata vritti, the thought of that pot thought, flower thought, clip thought, so many thoughts are coming. All these thoughts, patch of thoughts are coming between one thought to another thought, the gap you watch. That's why you watch the gap between two thoughts in meditation. That meditation, if you want, I will start from the next class. You like to do that meditation? It's very interesting, very useful for Vedantic seekers. Watching the gap of that middle. But we don't give gap. That's the problem. We don't give gap. All the time, one thought, another thought, another thought, another thought. Dhyanam purpose is to see the gap between two thoughts. Every meditation practice, the purpose is to see, to watch, to observe the gap between two thoughts. The one thought comes and goes, another thought comes and goes, but the gap between each thought, that is Samanya Chaitanyam, continues. That is the subject he is developing now. Very interesting, very important also. Let us read the next shloka. Second shloka. Aneka darpanaditya Deeptinam bahusandhishu Itara vyajyate tasam Abhavepi prakashate. Same, whatever, before the sloka is going to come, I am giving a foundation so that you can easily understand the shloka. Whatever I said now, that alone is the Acharya putting in this sloka form. Just I have given the gist. Aneka darpanaditya deeptinam. Aneka darpanam. So many mirrors. Darpanam means mirrors. Aneka means so many mirrors. Once you bring the mirror, what happens? Reflection forms. Aneka darpana. Bring over 10 mirrors. Let us take 10 mirrors. Nama veetlaye irukku. Chinna kannadi. Hand bag la or kannadi, ange or kannadi, inge or kannadi, room ku or kannadi, ellame kondu vandittom. All 10 mirrors you brought. Aneka darpanaditya deeptinam. Deeptinam means the reflections of different mirrors. Many mirrors. Ready? All reflected. Suns are available. Bahu sandhishu. Bahu sandhishu means in between. Sandhi means in between, the gap. One mirror is here, another mirror, second mirror is here, third mirror is here, fourth mirror is here. This is a chinnappa vilayattu illaya. அந்த விளையாட்டுலன்னு எவ்வளவு வேதாந்தம் இருக்க பாருங்க. விளையாட்டே வேதாந்தம் அண்ணா. அப்போ தெரியாது. என்ன, because we are not mature. 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, how can we understand? Now we can understand. Now also you can play. Bring children, you play. They enjoy game nicely and you study the Vedanta there. You remember, this is practical lesson. Practical way of application. You don't require mirror. Without mirror also you can imagine. What is that? Bahu sandhishu. Because of 10 mirrors, how many gaps are there? 10 gaps. Patch 1, patch 2, patch 3, patch 4, patch 5, patch 6. Like that, 10 patches of lights are there on the wall, reflected. Sun's light is there on the wall. But between one mirror to second mirror, there is a gap. Sandhi. In between. Antaralam it is called. Antaralam means in between. The one mirror and another mirror reflected sunlight. Sandhishu. Itara vyajyate tasam abhave api. Itara vyajyate. Vyajyate means appears. Abhivyaktihi. Upalabhyate. What is labhyate, upalabhyate? Itara. Other than other than reflected sun. Other than reflected sun in the mirror, Akashastha Surya Prakashaha Vyajyate. Between two mirrors, patch of light, extra light, Surya Prakashaha, Vishesha Surya Prakashaha, Vishesha Surya Prakashaha. In between, Kaha Vyajyate, who is appearing? Samanya Surya Prakashaha Vyajyate. Itara means Samanya Surya Prakashaha, sky sunlight. Vyajyate appears. How do you know it appears? Because I am seeing the wall. Otherwise you cannot see the wall without sky sun. Sky sunlight is not there, you cannot see the wall. So Vyajyate. Tasam abhavi api. You remove those mirrors. Tasam abhavi means first mirror, second mirror. In between there is no mirror light. Reflected sunlight is not there because mirror is not there. First mirror, second mirror, madhyalo, middle, no mirror. Therefore, no reflected sunlight. Abhave api. Abhave api. That means reflecting mediums, mirrors are not there in between. Sandhishu. Abhave api. Kaha prakashate? Itara prakashate. The sunlight illumining the wall. But it is lesser light. This reflected sunlight is more brighter light. Understand? Xerox is more brighter than original. In a original book is old book. Romba padash. Adi padikave mudiyadhu. Adi poi or Xerox kadaiyila kuduthaanna eppadi irukum? Pudusa nanna irukum. That's why sometimes my old books I take Xerox because I cannot read those letters also. Like that, sometimes children are brighter than parents. Okay, joke I am telling. So, the original, sometimes original light, sunlight is not bright. But the reflected sunlight is so bright. Similarly, Samanya Chaitanyam is not available for our grasping. But Vrittistha Chidabhasa, my son, my daughter, my son, my daughter, my house, my car, all these are vritti. Car vritti, all these vrittis are so attractive because of which original Chaitanyam, they are all existing, but we never notice that, which is pervading all over the body. How long it will stay, this patch of extra Chidabhasa Chaitanyam? As long as the mirror medium is there. Once it quits, adi theriyana enna pannanumna Vidyaranya says, you have to go to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Swayam Jyoti Brahmanam. Agnivalkya says, every day in sleep, Samanya Chaitanyam only is there. No Vishesha Chaitanyam. In our sleep, no Vishesha Chaitanyam. Every day we are experiencing what? Samanya Chaitanyam in deep sleep. In Jagrata, how many lights are there now? Samanya Chaitanyam and Vishesha Chaitanyam. I am male, I am female, I am teacher, I am student, I am Tamilian. Like that Vishesha Jnanam is there in Jagrata Avastha. But this Jnanam is not there in Sushupti Avastha. But you are there or not in Sushupti Avastha. Samanya Jnana, Samanya Chaitanya Rupena, you are there, but Vishesha Chaitanya Rupena, you are not there. That's why you are not knowing anything there. Best example, our Sushupti Avastha, patch of consciousness is not, is there, mind is there, but it is not reflecting the consciousness. Why? It is taking rest. And tomorrow I have to fight again. So it is taking rest. Understand how beautifully he is presenting. Panchadashi, easy or difficult? So easy. It is like a halwa. If you are having attention like this, you are all uttamadhikaris. For you, it is so simple. Understand? Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।